So, hi everyone, good evening. My name is Neha Dunwal. I'm founder of Tech. So, today I'm going to talk about Minibord, our minimalistic planning tool, and the story why we built it, why do we have it out in the market, who can use it currently in today's date, that is 2023 of November 14. So, Minibord is basically a minimalistic planning tool which has sprint board for task management, goals board for numeric targets, and we also have roadmap in it that really helps to visualize everything. So before we get into the details what is Minibord, let's talk about why did we build it really. So, as a startup founder, I experienced a lot of different situations while we were working on our very first product, that is Talkismo. And Talkismo had a lot of different parts. It has backend, ML, front end. We also had various team members working on it. So while doing that, managing work for each one of them was getting quite difficult with our traditional techniques. Firstly, we also tried Excel sheets, documents, just to keep it simple, but looks like the complexities of or the requirement of a successful sprint are quite more than a simple Excel sheet. Then we move forward to our traditional sprint planning applications, Jira, ClickUp, Asana, and a lot of different tools that were already out there in the market. And one thing that I observed with it was while my team was okay using those tools, they did try to like adopt across these different tools. But I, as the manager, faced a lot of issues, or it took a lot of time for me. So at one point, I was managing eight number of people and a single manager. So creating tasks for each one of them using these tools was very time consuming. Moreover, they had so many features and a lot of things that really were more of a distraction to me and my team when we were working on them. So I thought, like, isn't there a simpler way to do this, or a tool that can actually help managers? And I did my research and I really could not find that tool. I always had that feeling that there's this X factor missing, and that's the manager view, and that is what led us to make Minibord. So, in Minibord, the core idea there is to keep the tool so simple that we don't get distracted by the different features and elements we have in the tool, but we mainly are able to get into the flow of planning and the flow of process without actually worrying about what feature we want to switch, or uh, which frame or template we want to use and everything. You can just get started, you can sign up and create a project, you can create a roadmap or a sprint board or a goals board. So the main thing is, as each of these boards have a manager view. So what is this manager view? It is not a view where you'll get what everyone is doing. That's not what it is. But actually it is a view that will make it convenient for manager to create that board. So for example, let's take the sprint board. In the sprint board, we have a number of tasks. Let's say 8 people, 10 tasks a week, that's 80 tasks, right? And me creating each one of them manually is of course going to take a lot of time. But I had that habit, I used to just note it down on my phone whenever I used to think. Or yeah, you can simply like note it down on your laptop, whatever is convenient for you. But then you can copy that list there. Or even better, you can log into Minibord, type that person's name and start typing their list. There you have your 80 tasks listed as a simple to-do list, and you click create and you have your sprint board. So that's the manager view for your sprint board. Let's more features that we have in that. So it's good to like constrain your sprint or your board into a specific timeline, after which you can simply hit finish sprint, and that will go to your previous boards. So what this gives you a good idea. So when I am talking to, let's say, one of my team members and we are discussing about general performance, how does that help? I can literally go back to that week and say that, okay, our target was this, you completed this, that went really well, or where we can improve. So all of these things really come in handy. That these are the small features that we have in Minibord that make it really good from clarity perspective, efficiency. It also provides a good visibility and transparency among the team members, which builds trust. So, when you're talking about all these factors, not only for boosting productivity, it also helps your company or your team culture, because then everyone knows what's going on, and no one can come up and say that, okay, XYZ did better or not, or not. Like, everything's there. Just check out the board, go to the previous board, you'll see who's been working on what. And that's how Minibord really enables fair performance track. You can actually go back to your previous history and see what has been done in that particular week. So, that is another feature that we have. A more feature, like another manager friendly feature that I feel, is hide and unhide. So I have often seen myself, I used to think, let's say, okay, I've assigned work for this week, and now I'm going to, like, I have thought about couple of weeks, upcoming weeks, but of course I cannot go and tell everything to, oh, next week you're going to work on that, or next week you're going to work on that. Like, even though I'm really excited about it and I want to see the board, but I don't really want to overwhelm my team members. So what can I do? I can just go ahead and create that board and hide it. When I finish the sprint, automatically the other next week's sprint will be changed to the current sprint. So that is another technique that I feel is really manager friendly feature we have in Minibord. And few more things. So, like, we have the goals board. In goals board, you can actually assign tasks. We have kind of a streak view in it also. So let's say if I'm planning to learn something new, a new programming language, and I say like 15 days every day I want to do that, I can create a task, set a self goal also. Or on the same hand, like on the same side, if I have some task for my team members, and I want that we have a certain daily goal, like if we are doing a data annotation task, or we are reaching out to people, or doing market research. So this kind of task can actually be numeric targets. There we can create a goals board and track it easily. And then the final one is the roadmap. We are actually kind of making a few more updates to it to make it more convenient for planning. What it has is basically you can create milestones and you can actually see the road to your final goal and what are the milestones that you want to achieve in that way. Right, so that is basically the whole idea of Minibord and why it will be useful for any team. So far I did discuss about the features and did tell you my story, how we came up with Minibord. But one important thing, why will it be useful for your company? So firstly, all of these factors, I'm pretty sure you as the manager or the founder of your startup or the big tech CEO, CTO, you might have faced this kind of issues and frustrations with your current planning tool. And I assure you that Minibord will take that frustration away, save your time, and save a lot of your resources that have been wasted in miscommunication, misplanning, or sometimes just because maybe like we were not sure of what is the bandwidth, or like these kind of various things. So I definitely feel it is an effective tool, and we are like actually just going through all the steps without getting stuck into the nitty-gritties of the tool itself. So when you start using it, you'll find yourself getting used to it really quick, because the workflow is quite smooth and does not have any unnecessary added complexities. And I've had these questions from a lot of tech managers and founders also, that no, but you don't have backlog, or you don't have this, I said, yes, I completely agree. And then my next question was, I just have one question for you. I know we don't have it, but do we really need it? And how frequently do we use it? So, and more often than not, we have observed that people don't really use it to build productivity, but kind of get stuck in the, okay, maybe I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll do that, but you rather focus on what the task is at hand, without worrying about everything else. And any more questions, feel free to drop them below in the comments, and I'll make sure to address them in my upcoming videos. So yes, thank you, and thank you for watching. Stay posted. Bye.